loud. All right, good afternoon, guys. Hope everybody's having a good week. And tomorrow's October. So here we go on to month 3 of the semester. My kiddo is home, so if I look away or mute, he'll probably pop by again at some point, and just want to make sure he doesn't kill himself. Um, so, let me go ahead and start a little slide for you guys, just for some quick things. I want to share just the slideshow. There we go. All right, so can you guys see that? Just the slideshow. All right, bud. Shh. Okay, so welcome week 3. So this week we will be starting the gel electrophoresis lab by pouring the gel. So you guys can see on Cynthia and Trisha's screens, they have their supplies set up. So we'll be getting to that after our speaker. I wanted to go over a couple of things for the program today. So first off, when you guys get done with either after the fall sessions, or most people wait till after the in-person sessions, you can pick any lab that we've done, and then you'll fill out the implementation plan, which I'll put in the shared drive, and you'll get a paper copy in the spring. And you basically pick the lab you want to do, and then I'll put in a list of kind of the supplies needed to do that, and you will let us know what all you need to be able to do that. And then we will send you the supplies to do it with all of your sections of one course. So if you want to do it with all of your biology students, we'll send enough to do it with all of your biology students. Not right now. Yeah. Okay. So the support that you have is going to be your master instructor. So we have Trisha and Cynthia, and you have both of their emails. So you're welcome to email either one. You have me. Kennedy, I did not add Kennedy to the list, but you can also email Kennedy. You are welcome to ask each other for help and support each other as you go through this, hold each other accountable. And then I will share a spreadsheet with you guys of kind of the teacher network we've been building. So as we've done this, we have other teachers that have gone through the program or just teach biotechnology, and they're willing to help on different things. So we had them fill out like what they're best at helping with. So some of them really like doing the labs. Some people like writing grants. So the list has kind of a little bit of everything, whatever could be helpful for you guys. So I'll be posting a link to that. I'll probably email it to you. We changed some stuff on the back end, and so I had to move it and then move the permissions to get it where I can share with you guys again. So I will share that as soon as I have it ready. So you pick one lab from the workshop, you fill out the implementation plan. We will make sure that you get the materials 1 week before you're doing the lab with your students. That includes any loaned materials. So if you need to borrow like a class set of micropipettes, we'll send that. When you're done, I will print you a return shipping label, and you'll send back just the loaned items. If you guys have any questions on that at any point, feel free to ask. I've of course lost the chat at this point. Can you hear the music? Okay, it's on your end. Okay. Well, there's Moana going on my end, so apologies if that comes through.
Great movie.
Because it is, buddy. So my almost 4-year-old is home today, and he will be asking questions throughout the night that have nothing to do with what we're doing. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the scavenger hunt that I mentioned. And I'm going to pop a link in the chat, and I'll just go ahead and stop sharing because it's not necessary. And close that on my end. So we put together a little survey scavenger hunt for you guys to go do in your class and in your school. So I've taught high school. I know that people have random things buried in their supply closets. I'm looking at Gretchen's closets right now behind her. And I know every school has rooms that look like that. And there are treasures hiding in those rooms that maybe nobody's touched in 10 years. So we are giving you permission to go through your neighbors' classrooms. So I'm gonna pop the link to the PDF in the chat. It is in your, it's in the shared, the Google Drive now under the links. And I've lost the chat. There it is.
Log into the online banking for me.
So if you go in the Google Drive, it's now in the main folder, in the shared links folder, or thing. Okay, I'm gonna have to go handle him in a second. You gotta hold on, buddy. Okay.
Those same items.
Um,
There we go.
so
Finish.
did you guys get the link? Okay.
Go to the
So
financial
take a
center, which I
moment
already
to
did.
look through that list.
So enter.
Click on it. Good, I got a
Click
thumbs
on
up.
enter
from Samantha.
details. And you're gonna need your driver's
I'm gonna
license.
mute. Okay. All right. So take a moment and look through what's being asked of you in there. And then you'll notice that there's a link in that PDF that goes to a Google form, or not a Google form, a Microsoft form. And so that Microsoft form is where once you've done your survey, which has nice pictures, hold on, buddy. Once you use those pictures and go through your school and make a checklist, please come back to the form and enter everything there. Okay, and I am going to give you guys a moment because I need to go help my child off of the bathroom. So I'll be right back.
Chris, you and I can facilitate while Megan's dealing with the child. Y'all have any questions or anything?
Eating and okay, if I don't get you now, I'm gonna have to come back in 15 minutes.
Chatty group for Tuesday. Well, if you want to get your stuff ready, it's the stuff inside of the bag with the Skittles. You'll also need your 10 milliliter graduated cylinder, your 100 milliliter graduated cylinder, your 250 beaker, your small little vial with 7 milliliters of 50 times T8E buffer, smaller little Eppendorfer tube with agarose,
To help you, okay?
and then your little box and your cool little 3D printed comb. And Megan's back, so I'm gonna stop talking.
All right. So Cynthia took a minute to corral you guys with your materials. Is that what I heard?
She did great.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, I'm letting in a couple people and I'm finding Kennedy to make her a co-host. There we go. So now she can also let people in. So do you guys have any questions?
I know this is simple, but you want us to only do our school because like I know our high school has an autoclave that we use, but we don't have one on site. So
If you want to put that in the bottom as kind of
Okay.
notes, yeah, that's a great question. So yeah, if there's something else on there that maybe you borrow frequently from another school, you could put it in that comment section at the bottom. Cool. And I saw one form come through, so I know it's working.
Hi, Megan, I have a question.
Hey,
So
Diana.
the list, the list that we're checking off of the things that we don't have, are we gonna
Correct.
get those things or donate them?
So the top list is kind of the infrequent ones, and so those, a lot of them we have for borrowing.
Mhm.
If not, we will see if they come in as donations and put you guys on a list to let you know if they come in as donations. So like, for example, tabletop incubators, we never have them in stock because I kind of have a running list of who is looking for one. Which I'm in the process of just, if it's more than 5 years old, I'm not honoring those requests. So I don't think that applies to anybody here. And then the other set is the more kind of day-to-day items. And so those are things that we will keep soliciting as donations to the equipment depot so
Okay.
that hopefully we can get them to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
So the equipment depot is here twofold. It serves as a place for people to donate their items that they don't need anymore, but also it's to help you guys. So we want to make sure that we're bringing in any of the items that you need and giving those priority. So any other questions on the survey? And if you guys can just complete that within the next week so that we can chat about it a little bit next Tuesday, that would be great. So not an immediate rush. All right, any other questions about that? Okay. And let's see. So I saw that Shelby joined. Oh, there you are. Okay, I missed you.
Hi, Megan. Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, that's working. And you'd like me to share your PowerPoint?
If you can, Zoom is not my
Oh,
forte.
get going.
All right, I'm gonna see if the same link opens again. Okay. Oh, I got it to open.
Thanks.
Fabulous. Okay. I don't need permission to edit this. Oh, but now it's telling me I can't present it. I presented it earlier. Let's see. I can download a copy and then I can share it.
Open hack.
It's always something, right?
It's always something.
Okay. It will take its sweet time downloading, probably because I'm running Disney Plus over in one corner and talking to you guys in another.
What are you watching?
Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit.
Oh,
She's watching
Okay.
Moana.
Oh, that's
Moana.
fun.
Yeah.
We are watching Moana 2 over here. My toddler is watching Moana 2.
Oh yeah, totally not you, Megan.
Okay, well, that's different. Are you guys there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I can see Shelby and I can see Cynthia, and then like everybody else, your cameras have not loaded yet. But that's okay. If you can see me, then we're good. All right. Sorry for that. Downloading it kicked me off, and I'm glad that you guys were over here cloud recording and having a great time without me. It's always something. All right. Okay. So, Today, our guest joining us is Shelby Day from Meissner. And so this is a little bit different than what we normally do, where I show you what is currently available in Georgia. But Shelby is helping to build something really special with Meissner's new facility that is going in Athens. And so I wanted her to join you guys today so that she can tell you about jobs that are right on the horizon. And so as your students graduate, they can look forward to heading to Athens and getting careers at Meissner. So I will go ahead and share and make sure I am sharing sound and video and share.
Yay!
Yay!
We're doing it.
We're doing all the things.
We're doing it live. Okay,
All right.
awesome.
Well, and
Take it
Shelby, I will
away,
turn it
you.
over to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time today. I'm really excited to talk to you about Meissner. We are going to be hiring a lot of people. So the big headline is we are a manufacturing company that is opening a facility here in Athens, Georgia, that will eventually employ over 1,700 people, which will make us the fourth largest employer after the university, the healthcare system, and the school system here. So we currently have 9 employees in Athens. So we have a long way to go, but I'm really excited to be in Athens. My husband and I moved here a year and a half ago from California, where our headquarters is located. He is in charge of all of the construction for this project, and then I am in charge of all of our community relations and recruiting for this project. But I'm going to tell you a little bit more about us, kind of what we are all about, what makes us so special, and how that's going to impact Georgia, the economy, and hopefully hiring all of your students. You can go next. If it lets you.
I'm attempting to.
So I'll just keep talking. So we are a manufacturing company. We manufacture filtration and fluid handling systems primarily for pharmaceutical companies. So our products are used all over the world in companies like Boehringer Ingelheim, Johnson & Johnson, Thermo Fisher, Sartorius. They use our filters, they use our fluid handling system so that they can make all of the medicines that they need to. We also have a customer, not just pharmaceutical, it's about 90% of the business. We have customers doing things like lab grown meats in order to supply third world countries with enough protein in their food supply. We have customers that do contact lenses and solutions and need that micro or ultra filtration, and that's what we make. We are a family owned and operated company. So we have been in business just over 40 years now. I think what's extra special about us is in those 40 years, we have never had a layoff or a shutdown. And we have just continued to grow. So right now we have over 800 employees globally. When I joined the company back in 2020, we had about 300. And my job, if you remember what was going on in 2020, I needed to hire as many people as I possibly could because we contributed to almost every dose of the COVID vaccine during that time. They used our filters, they used our fluid handling systems in order to make that. And a big reason why our products were in such demand and why specifically Meissner is because we are vertically integrated. And basically what that means is we do as much as we possibly can in-house. So that means that not only are we making these products, but we make the machines that make these products. We service those machines. We make our own membrane, which is what the filters are made of. We do our own injection molding. We make our own molds. We do our own software in-house, cybersecurity. We have our own learning and development department in-house. And so that really, especially during COVID when our competitors, their lead times got up to about 52 weeks, because when you're waiting on that tiny piece of plastic to come over from overseas and supply chain has been disrupted, you're in trouble. But for us, because we made that ourselves, our lead times only got up to about 10 to 12 weeks. So as a result, we were incredibly busy. And so we grew rather quickly. So from 300 to about 500 in a year and a half. And now we're at 800 globally. Just this site in Athens, like I mentioned, will be over 1,700 people. So this will be our largest manufacturing facility. And we also have some plans to expand. We have a facility in Castlebar, Ireland that will also be expanded as well. You can go next. Awesome. So these are just some of the products that we offer. So when I say filters look like all different shapes and sizes, but everything you see for that filter, we make ourselves. Same with the single-use technology. One of the technologies I'll point out there is a freeze and thaw system. This we developed during the Ebola crisis. We needed a way, or pharmaceutical companies needed a way to transport vaccines that are typically kept at a very cold temperature, needed a way to transport them and then also thaw those out so that they didn't compromise the integrity of the medicine, vaccine, whatever that was. And then another thing I'll mention too is our Meissner technical services. So our competitors typically outsource this service, and this is where you're talking about filter validation, making sure that we have the right filter for the customer. In-house, we do that. So we have scientists, chemists, microbiologists, all doing different testing, studies, white papers, working with the customers directly to validate our products to go into use. Next. And just to show you other locations, so Camarillo, California, that is our headquarters. Again, been there about 40 years. And then just north of that, we have a research facility close to Cal Poly SLO, which is an engineering school that we recruit pretty heavily out of for our engineering team. And then Castlebar, Ireland, that was opened in March 2020, which is pretty wild. But that allowed us to service our customers in Europe during that time. And then we just opened about a year ago, entities in Singapore and South Korea. And then Athens is going to be coming online Q2 of next year for the first phase. Next. Camarillo, so this is a shot of 3 out of our 6 buildings there. All of these were retrofitted. So Athens is actually our first greenfield project, starting with nothing but land and building up. So these buildings are just 3 of the total of 6 that we have here. And we have about 600 employees that work out of that facility. Next is Castlebar, Ireland. So you'll see a big space behind that facility there. That is for expansion. So we already have plans to grow that facility as well. And then next is Athens, and it looks really tiny, but this is actually 343 acres of land. If you are familiar with Athens, this is out towards Winterville. Athena Studios, if any of you are familiar with that, we're right next door to them. The airport, Bennett's Airport, isn't too far. It's about 5 minutes away. And there's a 12-acre lake in the middle of the property, which the Meissners are really excited about. That is going to be a focal point for the campus. So the buildings will surround that lake in order to give employees nice walking trails and rest breaks. And we'll stock the lake with fish for all those that enjoy fishing. Okay. So right now there's 9 of us, but I wanted to show, Life at Meissner, who we are. So this is featuring many of our employees from HQ and also Castlebar, Ireland. We're very big on community engagement and impact, making sure that we spend our time wisely, giving back to this community that's given so much to us. One of the things I'll mention, I said we've never had a layoff, and that's not to say that we haven't had hard times, but the Meissners are incredibly intentional about the staff that we bring on, and that if we do go through hard times, people are not on the chopping block of folks that can't stay with the company. So, for example, we had hired quite significantly over COVID to help supply for our customers. As COVID tapered off and we had the additional staff and we're waiting for more orders to come in, we paid for our staff to volunteer their time at the local food share in our community to make sure that they were continuing to give back, give those productive hours, and make sure that they still got paid. Another thing that I mentioned earlier was our learning and development department. So that is a full in-house staff that does all of our curriculum when it comes to leadership, emerging leaders. We also have a book club where we talk about things like crucial conversations, how to give and receive feedback. We also offer Excel, PowerPoint, Word, Outlook training. That's for any of our employees that they can access their the learning management system. And it's free training for them in order to upskill, because it's not just about bringing them on, it's about how do we keep them. And so making sure that they have those opportunities as well. And then the employee experience. So on campus, we have a gym that is fully accessible for our employees, showers so they can come in before their shift, work out. We also remodeled our cafeteria back at HQ, and there's a video here to show. I don't know if it'll go, Megan. We'll see. Oh, yeah. So this is the grand opening of our cafeteria in California. We're going to do something very similar here in Athens. But we worked with a lot of local contractors, local artists to do the murals. The tables are made from one single piece of, or one tree. So making sure that we are also sustainable when we do that as well. And we wanted the production team to be the first ones to see that beautiful cafeteria. And our cafeteria staff is all in-house too. So we have a chef, we have a sous chef, and multiple shifts running, and there's take-home meals. And so we offer that for our employees as well. Next. And then partners in education, it's not funny. I think it's sad of why should employers care about working with education partners or working with teachers or connecting with teachers. Y'all are looking at our workforce, right? Y'all are with them every single day. And it's so critical for us to make sure that we are lock in step and really understand the challenges that you face so that hopefully we can alleviate those to make your lives easier, because it's already so hard with what y'all do. I did Teach for America. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. But it taught me such an appreciation for teaching and this profession that y'all have taken on. And so any time that we can be partners in that, so that, again, y'all are raising our workforce. And so making sure that we're able to offer these opportunities, things like take your STEM teacher to work. So that's something that I started back in California. I love bringing students on campus, but the students will come and go, but the teachers are the ones that are there day in, day out, year over year. And so how do we get them educated and excited about the workforce opportunities that we offer? And so I am looking to also bring that here to Meissner once we get up and running. Things like our internship program, a co-op program. We have also our senior projects, our career fairs that we participate in. Again, just making sure that we are present in the education community, but it's a give and take, right? So what can we give y'all? What do you need from us? And continue those open lines of communication. Okay, this is a lot of dots on here, but essentially I get asked this question a lot of what type of person are you looking for? And I'll just say on the education side, all types. Being vertically integrated, that really does mean that you are doing a lot yourself. So I need folks that are really good working with their hands, that are in the skilled trades, that not necessarily want to stay in a four-year college. I think we've swung really hard, the way of going to college, and that's the only way that you'll be able to have a profession of value, when in fact there are so many other areas that you can provide for yourself, for your families. Skilled trades is definitely one of those. We have an incredible machine shop on site. We have fabricators. We have mold makers. And so that's something that I'm really passionate about, is bringing that education to our system, because I don't need everyone to have a college degree. That's fantastic for those that know what they want to do and pursue that. But I need a lot of other trades as well. We do our own building maintenance. So that means I need HVAC. That means I need all of the facilities crews, part of that as well. So when we talk about different majors or areas of study or certificate programs, there is a spot for really for everyone. And just to kind of get your bearings there, if you're familiar with the Athens area, so we are located in that square there. The Christian Lake is right in the center, and then you have Athens Tech very close by, and then UGA. And then it'll just zoom in on the next one. So you can see Athena Drive. So Athena Studios is down there at the bottom. And then Spring Valley Road, which actually the Firefly Trail will be going straight through, which is exciting for that to be up and running. But you can see, so right now our first building is that tiny building at the top. these look like little Tetris pieces, but that is our smallest building. We will be moving into that next February. That is about 68,000 square feet. The next phase of construction that will start end of next year is over 400,000 square feet. And that will be clean room space, laboratory space, offices, assembly, all that fun stuff, machine shop. Next. We get this question too, why Athens? So the search started actually during COVID. The Meissners knew that they were going to expand. And so they started a search. It started with 130 sites. Athens was very low on that list. But Eric Meissner, the son, he's the director of operations. He ran cross country at Marquette and would come to Athens for national trials. And it always stuck with him, that experience of Athens and really being a place that people wanted to be, to live, to raise a family. The other thing I'll mention too is the Waffle House Index. So we didn't think this was a real thing until it was, and it is. So if you look up the Waffle House Index, this is a metric that the Waffle House tracks to show which areas, which regions where they have Waffle Houses, how long are they down after a natural disaster, how often do they get the natural disasters, what's the turnaround time for that, and Athens scored high on that list as well. Eric Meissner also made up a craft brewery index, and Athens scored very high on that, so that was a plus. Next. And here we are in Athens in ways that we have already gotten involved. So you can see on the left, is that, yeah, your left. That's a picture of us, that middle picture. In the trailer, we are currently in a construction trailer. It's a quadruple wide, so it's 4 trailers together right on the site. You can see the building coming together in some of these photos as well. Again, this is our smallest building, and actually this technology is new for us. We are integrating X-ray sterilization. And so one of the gating items during COVID, while we did so much ourselves, the one thing that we didn't do was sterilize our product. And so there are only few companies really in the world that sterilize product. And during COVID, that was a gating item because we were all in the queue, because it's not just medical product getting sterilized, it's PPE getting sterilized, it's things like dog food, bags of lettuce, fruit, other things. And so we will be one of the first companies in the US to fully integrate sterilization into our process. So this is just adding another service for our customers, but that also means adding more jobs, adding more technology, adding more expertise, adding more areas for folks to come in and upskill as they grow with us. And so we've really enjoyed getting to be here only a year and a half. It's pretty crazy to see all the things that we've been involved in. One of the things I'll mention is our collaboration with Jackson EMC. They did a promo video with us, and I think it gives a nice overview of kind of what we're doing, and you can also see more of the site. So we'll play that for you.
So we're a privately owned biopharmaceutical manufacturing company based out of Camarillo, California. We've been in business for a little over 40 years.
The company started with a vision of improving human health all over the world, which is no small feat. We manufacture filtration and fluid handling systems primarily for the pharmaceutical industry.
So over the next decade or so, we plan to bring 1,785 jobs here to Athens, including a financial impact of over $250 million. We've got plans for about 900,000 square feet of manufacturing, warehouse, office space, engineering. Having this opportunity to take a look at who our partner was going to be for electricity was really exciting. It was pretty evident early on that Jackson EMC was the fit for that, based on their community involvement, where we see ourselves as a partner in Athens.
Really, we want to be more than just a power provider. We really want to be a partner in the community. We really want to know what their culture is like. We want to know what their business is like and how they're going to interact in the community, because we do want to be a partner with them. It's really cool to see a company have people who are more than just invested in the product that they're making, but they're invested in the product that is Athens, Clarke County. The folks that work in your facilities are our members. They're our neighbors. That's very important when we think about economic development. Do you have the resources necessary? Athens is special and unique because we have the University of Georgia, and when thinking about their industry and what they do, we definitely have the people that will meet the needs of their corporation.
You know, reliable power and electricity is crucial to how we operate as a business. From things like safety to also our supply chain efficiency.
I would say what I look for, again, in any vendor relationship, supplier relationship, is that integrity, that communication, and you're not just providing that service, but really part of the community that you live and work in.
Like I can call Tino and he's going to answer the phone first ring, and if he doesn't know the answer, he's going to find the answer. We looked at Jackson EMC as the right partner for the community, an eager partner, not just a provider, but a partner in terms of how we operate here in Athens.
And yes, that is my husband and his mustache. That is front and center. So we enjoyed doing that. He'll tell you he doesn't like the way his voice sounds, but that's probably universal for all of us. Okay, next. And one of the things, and I'm not going to read all this, but working with the county, that's definitely something. It wasn't on my bingo card, I guess, to be as involved as I have been. For certain things, my background, heavy in recruiting, heavy in HR, not so much, building a over 1,700 person facility in a new town and having to understand the landscape that I'm entering in, because hiring 1,700 people, yes, that is definitely a challenge, but I think about more so not so much the job, but do we have the infrastructure to support that person with that job? So do they have reliable transportation to and from work? Do they have a safe place to sleep at night? Do they have daycare to take care of their kids so that they can come to work? How are the school systems? Are we supporting our county in that as well? So there are a lot of different aspects when it comes to employment. And so making sure that as a larger employer coming in, that I can help advocate for that, because again, it's not just about the job, it's about everything else that surrounds that, and making sure that our employees have access to all of that and anything that they need. So some of the things that we offer for our employees: employee assistance program, discount program, medical, dental, vision, life insurance, short-term disability, 401k, profit sharing, free financial advisory services. We have a triage line. We have sick time, vacation time, our anniversary day off. We have a holiday shutdown between Christmas and New Year's, fair chance employment. So we haven't done background checks in 40 years, and that hasn't been an issue. And if you look statistically behind, not background checks, but those that have criminal backgrounds and how long those stay on the record, and really what is the outlook for those individuals if it comes up on background checks and then they're not able to get a job. And so again, that hasn't been something that's been an issue for us. And so we imagine we'll continue to do that here in Athens as well. Gym on campus, free for our employees to access. And then we're going to have a on-campus restaurant here as well. If you scan that QR code, that is our 2024 sustainability report. So that gives a really nice overview. It's a PDF version of that, of all the things that we've done in 2024, the business, but then also how are we impacting the community and our partners here and globally as well. Go to the next slide. I think it's my last one. Yeah. So that's good. Okay. So that was a lot of information, but I am so happy to answer any questions that y'all have. We're in the beginning stages right now. So that first building that we're about to move into in February, that will only have about 40 employees. And again, right now we're at 9. But that next building, we're talking upwards of 900, 1,000 people that will work out of that. And when we say 1,700 people, it's about a 60-40 split. So 60% will be production. And many of those roles do not require degrees or any sort of previous experience. We hire a lot from fast food, restaurant, and we can train all of that. But what we do offer is steady wages. So we anticipate starting at about $18, $19 an hour, and then full-time, overtime, eligible for benefits, all of those things. And it's set schedule, set hours for that as well. So we've got a lot of work to do, but excited to do it. And I'm happy to connect with anybody on LinkedIn. I love talking to teachers. I love talking to schools, to students. I know that you can say it and they may not listen. So you need someone else to come in from the outside to say too, because when I talk about skills, I call them power skills, soft skills, whatever it is. We can teach you all of these technical things. The things I can't teach you is how to come to work every day, how to have a good attitude, be respectful, work with others, communicate effectively, give and receive feedback, all those sorts of things. So yeah, any questions? Happy to answer.
Yeah, Crystal's got one.
Hi, Shelby. So like since this is in 2026, in terms of like internships, like out in California, I'm assuming that's where your internships are now. I mean, I have several students at like Georgia Tech and UGA that are definitely looking for internships. So especially with it being in Athens, is that something y'all would be open to people applying from here and doing an internship there, so they'll be ready when they graduate?
Absolutely. I think the hardest thing, honestly, and this I don't think will come as any surprise, with California is finding temporary short-term housing for folks. That's something that we ran into even with our interns that were not local, but like coming from San Luis Obispo or somewhere close, was finding the housing for them, because we do offer a stipend. But even just finding that short-term, like 2 to 3 month place for them to sleep at night, which is super important, was a challenge. So, but certainly we are definitely open to hosting interns out there. We have them already. We do co-ops, so just depending on the person's situation. We've also done some virtual too, although we do prefer the in-person. There's just a lot going on for them to see all of the manufacturing that happens there.
Any other questions? Y'all are happy to, welcome to unmute and ask. Well, if you guys think of any questions, there is Shelby's email. You are welcome to reach out. She will respond. So I do want to say I've been working with Shelby since she moved to Georgia. So Shelby joined the Athens Career Academy's Biocatalyst Committee to create a biomanufacturing pathway. And so I've known her since then, and she's been doing great things in Athens, joining all of the organizations outside of Meissner, really getting plugged into the community with her 2 kiddos. So if you're in Athens, you might see her around. She's a very busy woman, and I'm so glad that she joined us today to tell you guys about what they're building. So thank you so much, Shelby.
Of course. Thank you for having me, Megan. It is always a pleasure anytime I get to interact with you. And if y'all have any questions, again, we're just at the beginning, and I love meeting new people, making new friends, and you never know, because maybe it's not for this year, but maybe next year, maybe in 5 years. So we are in it for the long haul, and we're super excited to bring really well-paying jobs to Georgia. And not only that, work with a purpose, which I think at the end of the day is, I mean, that's why I'm here, is I know the work I do helps save lives all over the world. And so if we can get kiddos and their parents excited about that, excited about STEM, then, you know, the future certainly looks bright. So thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelby. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
How do I get out of here? Hold on.
I'm
a Teams girly.
Leave. I might be able to kick you out too.
Okay, respectfully, yes.
Respectfully. Remove. Okay,
Remove.
bye.
Bye.
Oh, don't report that. Yeah, there we go. All right. So today I learned I can remove people from the meeting, but y'all aren't a problem, so I would never remove you. All righty. So, how was that? You guys invigorated? Yeah, nice Tuesday afternoon speaker. Awesome. All right, so we are ready to move on to doing our lab for today. Trisha is back from vacation. So unfortunately, last week was her fall break, and so they were on the beach and in the ocean, not conducive to joining Zoom, even though Pam did it from the beach. So we saw Pam's kids doing their lab last week, Trisha. So, all right, I'm gonna create some breakout rooms to assign by letting you go into your own room, rename things I could have done a few minutes ago, but it's okay. We'll pretend we're on island time. And Cynthia. All right. The rooms are open. So if you remember whose room you are in, feel free to join. If you need assistance, feel free to hang out and we will assist you with getting into the correct room.